educational satellite television programs.
Hello, teacher. Hello, students. Welcome to today's lesson on the traditional applications of biotechnology. In our last lesson, we also looked at a few traditional applications of biotechnology. We discussed how these applications have been used to make certain foods like injera, yogurt, and cheese. We looked at the microorganisms yeast and bacteria, and we learned how these microorganisms serve a function in the production of food. In today's lesson, we will continue looking at the role of microorganisms in biotechnology. We will learn how microorganisms function in another traditional application like making fermented or alcoholic beverages. Students, let us start the lesson with an activity. Please list as many alcoholic drinks as you can. You may begin now.
Students, let's get ready. Begin. Time's up. Let's get back to our lesson.
Welcome back, students. Were you able to list a few examples? You may have listed edge, ella, beer, wine, or araki. All of these answers are correct. Making alcoholic drinks is a traditional practice in every country. In Ethiopia, people have been drinking edge for thousands of years. The fermentation process by which alcoholic drinks are made is an example of biotechnology. The fermentation process was discovered long ago. When fruits would fall to the ground and start to decay, yeasts on the skin of the fruit would break down the sugar to form ethanol and carbon dioxide. When people or animals ate the fermented fruit, they would feel intoxicated. This process is now used in a controlled way to make drinks such as edge, ella, and along with the other examples we listed. Honey, water, gesho stick, or gesho leaf are needed to make edge. Gesho is what gives a bitter edge to the brew. Yeasts found in the plant initiate the fermentation process. The yeasts use the honey as a source of food. Remember, yeasts need to be supplied with carbohydrates to act as an energy source for respiration. As the yeast cells grow, they begin to respire anaerobically. Students, based on the information we learned in our last lesson, do you recall the process of anaerobic respiration? Take a few moments to write down what you remember.
Students, let's get ready. Begin. Time's up. Let's get back to our lesson.
Hello, everyone. I am sure that was a simple activity for you. Anaerobic respiration is breathing without the presence of oxygen. This produces ethanol and carbon dioxide. Anaerobic respiration is synonymous with the process of fermentation, meaning that when T.V. or other alcoholic drinks are made, fermentation produces carbon dioxide and ethanol. This is what gives the drink its alcoholic content. The alcoholic content of T.V. varies from 6% to 11%. T.V. and Teela are the most common alcoholic drinks in Ethiopia. Let us look at the production of another common alcoholic drink, wine. Unlike the production of T.V., winemaking uses natural sugar. The sugar found in fruit, such as grapes, is used as the energy source for the yeast. The fruit is pressed and the juices are mixed with yeast and water. The yeast respires anaerobically until most of the sugar has been used up. Next, the wine is filtered to remove the yeast, where it is put into bottles and remains for some time so it can mature. Generally, wine rarely has an alcoholic content of no more than 14%. A large amount of alcohol is poisonous to yeast, as it is to people. Once the alcoholic content is higher than 14%, the yeast is killed and stops the process of fermentation. We have looked at beverages made from gesho stick, honey, and grapes thus far. But depending on the materials that are available, a variety of drinks have been made in different countries. People have used berries, corn, rice, wheat, potatoes, barley, hops, cactus juice, cassava root, and other plant materials for fermentation as well. Yeast can be combined with any of these materials to make alcoholic drinks. For our final activity, students, please look at the following statements and determine whether it is true or false.
Students, let's get ready. Begin. Time's up. Let's get back to our lesson.
Hello again, everyone. I hope you enjoyed that activity. Let us review the correct answers. The statement, "The edge and wine are both made with natural sugar," is a false statement. Wine is made with the natural sugar from the grapes, but honey is added to the edge as sugar for the yeast. The statement, "Too much alcohol kills yeasts and stops fermentation," is true. The statement, "Fermentation is synonymous with anaerobic respiration," is true. The statement, "Fermentation is an example of biotechnology," is true. Alcoholic drinks can only be made from grapes, honey, gesho stick, and water is a false statement. We discussed that many plant items, such as rice, potatoes, and berries, can also be used to make alcoholic drinks. Did you answer each one correctly? If so, well done, students. We are nearing the end of our lesson, but one last important fact to remember is that yeast has the ability to respire aerobically in bread making, but it must respire anaerobically to produce alcoholic drinks. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Until next time, thank you, teacher. Thank you, students.